Another massive game on the slate this weekend as Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, go down to Coral Gables to take on the Miami Hurricanes inside the Hard Rock Stadium. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a massive brand awareness football game right here. Two of the bigger brands in all of college football. I think the number one key in this matchup is very, very simple, very repetitive with regards to, are you going to beat Notre Dame? Are you going to win against the man-to-man coverage unit that they finna throw at you? Unless your name is Jeremiah Smith and the Ohio State Buckeyes, you finna get a bunch of cover one man. You finna get a bunch of six-man pressures. You finna get a bunch of single high safety. That's what you're about to get from Notre Dame, and it's all going to revolve down to this one thing. Can you protect the quarterback against six-man pressures long enough for your wide receivers to potentially get open? And I'm going to be honest with you. If I know nothing about a team from Notre Dame last year and nothing about a team from Miami last year, I expect Notre Dame to replenish the ability to be a bump and run man-to-man cover team that's elite far more than I trust the ability for Miami to repeat the passing success that they had from a year ago. All right, so I think that's the major key in this one, and I think Notre Dame's got a slight edge.
Yeah, our keys are similarly kind of adjacent. Mine is which team can force their will and make them play the game they want to. We talked about it. Notre Dame is very much a drag you into deep waters play, slow, boring, methodical game, suffocate you on defense and score enough points on offense. Miami all of last year was, hey, offense. Let's see how many points we can get Cam Ward and these weapons to throw up. Yeah. I think that you're probably going to get a similar approach to Miami just because of the way the roster's built this year. If whoever can do that and implement the game that they want, I don't think Notre Dame is a roster that's designed to play catch up, and I don't think Miami's a team that's designed to just hold Notre Dame's defense and not score 20 points. And that is kind of adjacent to what can these weapons do against man-to-man coverage, because if Miami's not getting open, you're likely playing Notre Dame's game. However, if those weapons are getting open and Carson Beck's throwing the ball over the field, Notre Dame's going to be in trouble, because we saw in the Ohio State game last year, they're not designed to play from behind. They're not designed to have these quick hit drives and score fast and score a lot of points. Like, I think the opening drive of the national championship took 18 plays. So that's the type of game Notre Dame wants to play.
Yeah, for me, it boils down to a point that we've all hammered this offseason of which wide receiver core is going to win at a higher percentage this weekend. Is Nye Carr and Trader going to be dudes for Miami this season? I think there's certainly a possibility. We just don't know that yet. For Notre Dame, is it going to be Faison, Greathouse, those guys? Are those guys going to be reliable weapons for Notre Dame in this offense? Because we know what they have in the running back room. We know they have two really good options and one great option in that running back room. And we know that you can rely on those guys when you need to. But you also got to pass the ball. You got to find winnable and explosive plays in the passing game. I think both offenses have to, but it's really going to come down to which wide receiver unit is going to win at a higher rate. That to me is going to let me know, this team is on track to win this football game.
Who's the X factor in this football game? For me, it's Ahmad Moten, the nose tackle for the Miami Hurricanes. Everybody knows about Ruben Bain. We all know about that. But and we also know this. We also know Notre Dame's going to be running the football on Saturday. And if you can put this game at the feet of C.J. Carr, you got an opportunity to win it if you're Miami. All right? I really do believe that. So give me the big nose tackle, Ahmad Moten, really requiring a lot of attention. Because look, hey, if we're able to single-handedly block the nose tackle, we might be able to direct a lot more attention to Ruben Bain, which means we might be able to limit his ability to impact this football game.
Yeah, I went with a couple names. It's the wide receiver core of Miami. It's Josiah Trader. It's Tony Johnson. It's those guys, the C.J. Daniels of the world. Whichever one can get open the most, and maybe it's all three of them, because we've talked about it. Carson Beck is not necessarily a great playmaker, but he is a fantastic processor and a fantastic distributor. If you give him time to find the answers and you give him an open answer, he will make that throw. He will make that play, and Miami's offense will succeed. So it all really depends on, one, can you protect him? That's a given. And also, who's getting open for Miami? If that's not the case, Carson Beck's going to have a rough day.
You can call it a layup, but it's Jeremiah Love for me, but not because of what Jeremiah Love is able to do, not because of his talent, not because of how explosive of a runner he is. It's not because of that. I think it's more so to do with the fact that Miami's run defense last year was not just some slappy that was giving it up constantly. I think that defense is a lot more solid than what people remember them as. So if they're able to do that, and to Brooks's point, to the interior defensive line, if they're able to be disruptive, if they're able to kind of keep him at bay and simmer him down a little bit, and again, put it on the shoulders of C.J. Carr and that wide receiver room, then it makes it a lot more interesting of a game. But if it's Jeremiah Love and he's running wide open for days and he's picking up the dirty yards and he hits you for 50, then it's going to be a tough day for Miami.
Sidebar: do you think it's a tough environment?
It can be.
Do you think that place is raucous?
So here's the thing. I went back and watched that 2017 Miami Notre Dame game, the one they were talking about. That place was loud. Now, that was peak Miami. We're a top 10 team. The turnover chains back, the U, it's all that.
Having been in that stadium, it's just not on top of you enough. Because no NFL stadium is. Maybe apart from Green Bay. Like, the Green Bay is the only NFL stadium where it feels like those fans are within arm's reach of you. That's every college stadium we go to, at least here in the Southeast. Every conference or every stadium we go to, it feels like those fans at any moment could be on top of you. It doesn't feel like that there. So, but it's loud's loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether or not they feel like they're on top of you, it doesn't really matter. Hey, I think it's extremely reasonable to think that Miami could absolutely have CJ Carr in a tizzy and an absolute tailspin. And for that reason, I got Miami's defense with 2 touchdowns on Saturday.
Whoa.
You heard it here first. Unless it doesn't happen.
That is that's a bold one.
How about this one? Neither team has an offensive scoring touchdown going into halftime of this football game.
Oh, viable. So viable.
Very viable.
It's going to come up in my score predictions.
All right.
Viable.
Give me a 6-3 halftime game.
Oh, yeah. Give me a real muck fest in this football game.
Let me throw this one out for you. There's a guy on this team in this game that's playing that's been pretty underrated throughout the season. Was disrespected, I think. Didn't have a great 2024, but by God, he's back. I'm going to say Carson Beck, 300 yards in this game. You heard it here first, unless it doesn't happen.
For a secondary that didn't give up over 200 passing yards on average last year, man, that's a true.
Draft him tomorrow. You know what I mean? Just, hey, opt out the rest of the season. If you go for 3 bills on Saturday and you look like a dude, Carson, just be like, I'm good.
My elbow's hurting again.
Ooh. You know?
I think I need to rest for 14 weeks, Coach.
Just put it in your contract. I will not interview with you unless you only base the eval off 2023 tape and the one game against Notre Dame. That's all you get. That's all you get. First round draft pick, top 10. What is your score prediction? Look, I think this is a classic week 1 Notre Dame football game.
Yeah.
I think this is a Notre Dame going to have you in a headlock until about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're going to have to summon a 2-minute drive to go win. I think this is a Notre Dame 17-14, run the ball, win it off defense ball game.
You know, I think that people forget too about how Notre Dame opened up their season last year. I mean, you watch that Texas A&M Notre Dame game, and it was like neither of these teams are good. Neither of these teams are going to a playoff. Neither of these teams are going to be a national title contender. Only for Notre Dame to end up in the national title game last year. So, with that said, I've already kind of mentioned it. I think that this game is going to be very slow. I think it's going to be a very unexciting maybe to start this football game, and I think it picks up a little bit in the second half. But ultimately, I think that Notre Dame is going to be really sound on defense this year. And I also think that Jeremiah Love and all the other weapons in this offense are going to put them in positions to be more successful in the second half than, say, in Miami. I think that Notre Dame wins a very close one. I have Notre Dame 24, Miami 20.
Yeah, I think the thing that Marcus Freeman established more than ever last year as the head coach, even in the game that he lost against NIU, which disgusting, but Notre Dame.
Tell me how you really feel.
Oh,
I mean, I did last year.
I was just saying,
that they
let's
pulled their pants down and pooped on the midfield.
I was like, that's pretty
Took
heinous.
a dump on Maine. Yeah.
But no, what it showed me last year is that Notre Dame team and his rosters are very sound in the last moments of the game. And I trust Notre Dame to do that more. And honestly, I think they have a little bit more of a talent advantage on the roster. I went Notre Dame 27-20, similar to what Jay Will said. Yeah. Slow burning game, get a couple of exciting.
Of a lot of points.
Not that
feels
many.
Like a lot.
It feels like a lot, but I mean, like, that's 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals.
Hey, we've said it on this network before. If CJ Carr is like a plus passer, Notre Dame's going to be terrifying.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Because they've been a 10-win football program for the last 20 years with nothing at the quarterback position other than a competitor. Like, that's been the baseline at Notre Dame. Don't turn it over and compete. We'll see where CJ Carr meets on that. Chat in there fretting about me taking coaching job. Guys, I ain't got no aspirations right about now to get into college football coaching. All right, none. Now I do enjoy what I do, and I ain't got no other sights on nothing else. All right, I think we're doing pretty good at this. I think this is all right. I mean, I get to sit at home all day and talk football. And I ain't got to worry about wins and losses, whether or not I'm going to have a job tomorrow. I think I'm okay on that. Now, I might Trent Dilfer this thing in a couple of years. We might be talking ball 8 to 10 and coaching high school ball 9 to 8. That might be the dream right there. That'd be kind of cool.
8 to 10 to 9 to what?
9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Making sure we got the most dialed high school football team that God's ever seen, and then coming in here and just dialing up football content for 2 hours. Dream.
That would
Absolute
be pretty
dream. I know that sounds like a 16-hour workday to most people, but not to me. Not to me. That would be awesome. All right.